Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to end the video, and this is a paid request for Business of Fear. This is the last one. There was 4 issues of Ninja Turtles you wanted me to look into. The first 3 issues and the Raphael one-shot. Now, for those interested in requesting any type of videos, whether it be random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, or full playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it. PayPal's the best way to do it. Do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Now, this one I definitely read a lot back to the years and years ago, because Raphael became my favorite character. First, it was the 80s cartoon because I thought Rob Paulson's voice acting was very funny. Then, the more I looked into him as character, he seemed a bit more like the action guy, much more of the dangerous guy, the one more willing to fight, to be violent, to kill, which, as a kid, watching action films like Rambo, definitely into that kind of stuff. And then, we see stories like this and go, you know what, there's definitely some really interesting drama you could cultivate from the character, and specific this one incident. Now, I will say, reading this through, I do like the way it's done better in the 2003 cartoon. It's called Meet Casey Jones. I do like that more than this, but this is definitely the inspiration for it. It's definitely an important story to me that really showcases Raphael's character, and I still do quite like this issue. So we see, of course, that it is in color. But, of course, in this era, they'll have red bandanas. This is before they did the different multicolored bandanas. It would be interesting to see these issues in color with the multicolored bandanas, but I guess unless a fan did it, you'll never see that. Now, we saw in an issue before that Raphael's a little bit more of a hot-headed, a little bit more ill-tempered, so we definitely see that come to fruition here. So, much like you later do in the 2003 cartoon, you have Mikey fighting Raphael, and Raph is losing. Nice little touch here with the blood. Definitely you wouldn't get away with that in Ninja Turtle stuff today. At least, unless it's a comic. I do like the line, friend or no, you've got to go. So you have Mighty egging him on, mocking him. And Raphael getting his moments to shine. But he misjudges and gets thrown about. Now, granted, I don't know how the hell he cheated. He didn't cheat at all. Now, in the 2003 cartoon, it was like a pipe, a lead pipe. Here, it's a wrench. And this is the moment that just really kind of clinches the character Raphael for me. That he could be so far gone, he could be so out of it, that he's ready to bash his own brother's head in. So this also establishes that he thinks Mighty's his best pal. It's where he calls him pal and not brother. I always thought that was kind of weird. But it does showcase what kind of character he is, that he's got a bit of angst. You see that he is, of course, blaming himself, he's apologetic. So it definitely gives it humanizes the character, and the thing is, this whole thing that I just went through, right? To me, that's such an important character moment that I've said this before. People have asked me what kind of movie you would do if you had control of the Ninja Turtles, and I said I would do a Raphael film. That moment there, to me, is such a great powder keg of angst that you can really build about what brought him to that, what in his past has made his mindset to the point of be able to do that. An arc of be able to forgive himself, to be able to be better, to overcome that. That if you have that kind of anger, if you have that kind of angst, if you have that kind of mental breakdown, if you need to have it, use it to your own ability, use it to your own benefit against the bad guys. So I always thought if you had a movie where that happened at the beginning, and then somewhere in the story, Mighty gets kidnapped, captured, whatever, and then he goes on like a Taken style revenge ploy to rescue him. For him, it's not only rescuing him because his baby brother, but it's rescuing him because of a redemption arc. Like, this whole here is calls out for redemption arc. It's some nice artwork to show the landscape of New York. Now, what I don't like about this issue is there's never a moment that he goes back to his brothers and he apologizes to Mighty. And there's no conversation, there's no talk. At least in the cartoon, he does go back and he apologizes to Mighty. You see Mighty forgives him, and then they kind of are playful with each other. That's just much more satisfying. They don't really do that here. And so instead, it's much more of an introduction to Casey Jones, which I know Kevin Eastman at one point compared him to Jack Burton in Big Trouble in Little China. And we established like what kind of ransacked place he has and the crime going on, and just really getting gun into being a vigilante. I love the look of Casey Jones. I love the mask that he wears. The fact that he uses hockey sticks. And we see how Casey Jones is brutal. But then Raph says he's not stopping until these punks are going to kill him. Now the thing is, it seemed like in the first issue of Ninja Turtles, Raphael did kill. Because there's when they're fighting, it's like he has his size do this into two guys, but I don't know if he uses the hilts or the other end. Same with when he delivers a message to Shredder, he slashes two guys' like chest, stomach, sides. Did he not kill them? So it seemed like he killed in the first issue. Maybe he didn't, but it looked like it. But now he's like, you can't kill. So but yeah, you definitely get some back and forth. That's a hell of a hit to take the damn hockey stick to your neck and still keep going. That does say something about it. Not only do you take a hit to the neck, but then you actually hit the guy and put him on the ground. That, of course, takes a damn sucker punch. Wish that would be in the 1990 film, but Raph goes to the trash, gets out, and then yells, damn. Sadly, they did not go all the way with that in the 1990 film like this did. It's a shame. Whether it be him almost hit Mighty. I wish they went all that. I grant they would think, I'm sure that's too intense. But I don't even know if there was talk of trying to do that or not. Probably not. But you definitely see the inspiration for the 1990 movie to have this whole Raphael Casey thing. But then, weirdly enough, in that movie, Raph and Casey don't really interact much throughout it. In fact, it's more like Casey and Donnie because Raph's in a coma. But I like this kind of pushing out, see more and more of the block. And it never goes back to the turtles. Like, it never goes back to them. It's just strictly just kind of an interesting self-promotion here. Just a bit self-indulgent. But I like the design of Casey Jones. You know, the Stitch, the baseball bats, very cool design. And he definitely did a decent amount of action and back and forth. Some nice hits in there. So Raph doesn't seem like a wimp. But you also want to establish Casey Jones as a sturdy fighter as well, so you have that balance between the two. I do like that line. That's a line I've stolen. Now, granted, I didn't steal from this, but I've heard that line before, so reading it again, I was a bit surprised. Oh, no guts, no glory, because I've said that before and stuff, so very cool to have that line in there. And of course, this is kind of a reference in the 1990 movie. What was that? Looks like a turtle in a trench coat. But of course, here is something different. I'm sure people wonder what the fuck is Blaze magazine. That's definitely a reference that I don't know many people get nowadays. To be honest, I don't even get it. I don't know what the hell Blaze magazine is. Maybe it's just a magazine for... I mean, I don't know if that's even a real thing or not. So a little bit more of their action, back and forth. Then Raphael did his moments to shine. Of course, it makes sense. This one, I mean, that's total shell, so mostly be fine with that. He's like, yeah, anyway, fuck you. I guess kind of that old adage of you beat each other up, then you want to go out and have drinks with each other. I guess that's kind of what happens here, is that they beat the shit out of each other, then they have a little chat, talk with each other, and then granted, I mean, it's not much of a conversation they have. And then they jump right into action. It's a fun one-shot. It definitely establishes a lot of bits for Raphael. Definitely a lot of nice action between the two. Definitely keeps the momentum going. Each getting their own hits and smacks around. To kind of show they're on equal footing. They're two sides of the same coin. Again, I like the design of Casey. Very cool character in the whole universe of Ninja Turtles. But I mean, it would have been nice to see the two of them actually go up against the Punch and have them work together. I think this would have been nice, is that you see them working together after this. You see them beating up the Punch. Then they kind of have more words and kind of a shifty, shaking of hands. Raphael coming home, apologizing. Nice moment between him and Mikey. Like, that stuff I would have liked to have seen after this. But it's a nice introduction to Casey Jones, who's a cool character, nice design. A lot of nice action and poses. Like that whole bit this here. Even that pose there. Definitely a nice momentum of action. And definitely one of the premier comments that people think of when they think of Ninja Turtles is this one-shot. I'd probably say of all the Ninja Turtle one-shots, like Raphael, Michelangelo, this one definitely sticks out the most. Like I said, this moment here is definitely to be prominent. At least to me, at least. But yeah, cool one shot. Definitely a lot of fun to revisit this. Definitely a nice, strong, sturdy showcase of Raphael as a character. Again, I think at the end they could have done a bit more. But as is, still a good one. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. Thanks once again to Business of Fear for the requests. And we will see you guys in the next one. Later for now.